If you do a new zomo, if you do an ehuairi, why here we are updating a kai. Esa, oh ye, oh ye. If you can answer more, Sanu Blare Pavadi. Igara, Marconi. I bring you all greetings from Epia's headquarters. I felt that it is very important for us to speak about these very important traditional matters that is missing within our existence and within and among the Edo indigenous people worldwide. And I want to urge you to pay a careful attention. My names are Chief Dr. Moigiade Norigere Edupolo, the President of Edo Progressive Indigenous Association Worldwide, popularly known as Edo Indigenous Movement Worldwide. For all those Edo indigenous people home and abroad, it is not a news that we all are falling behind in our indigenous practices in terms of advertising our languages, in terms of following our indigenous culture, in terms of our indigenous disciplinary measures, and in terms of representing who we really are, no matter where we find ourselves. Today I'm going to share with us the reasons why it is necessary for all of us to go back to our root, trace our steps, and discover who we really are, and begin to practice our indigenous culture, our indigenous language, and our indigenous way of life. Because a man respect lies in the hands of their tradition. Look how many people today that are Edo people that doesn't speak Edo at all. Whether you are Esan, whether you are Benin, whether you are from Edo North. Look how many people today call themselves Benin, Esan, or Afemai people that doesn't even know how to speak their own language. Look how many people today have a title that does not know how to speak Edo language. Look how many homes today that the parents does not teach their children anything related to their language or their traditional culture. What do we see everywhere? We see even our children in diaspora embarking on unknown culture that does not in any way relate to us, like Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, and all other forms of celebrations in the West, that even our culture are 100% way more richer than that. But unfortunately, we see our parents in the West clap hands and encourage the children to practice all those culture or all those traditions in the diaspora without even paying attention to theirs and shying away from their own. My information to you and my message to you is, no matter how you try to run away from your shadow, it will always chase after you. You remain who you are. No matter how far you run, when you get older, you will begin to realize that you can never be somebody else. On this note, we have resolved in the meeting that was held on the 22nd of October 2023 by Epia members that moving forward, we are going to be advertising and be embarking on our indigenous cultural values. We have resolved, and we want to use this opportunity to send a message across the world to all Edo indigenous people that before we embark on any prayer, we must pray in our indigenous language. For those who doesn't understand the language, let those around them translate it for them. We have also resolved on the same meeting that we, the Edo indigenous people, must be celebrating Ewe. We must advertise it to our children, to our brothers, our sisters, home and abroad. This is not any sort of diabolical celebration. This is not, Ewe is not a negative celebration. It is a celebration that identifies who we, the Benins are, or the Edo people are, to celebrate their head, to celebrate the fact that they've arrived at the end of the year. It has also been resolved that we'll be celebrating a Moro, that immediately after our Supreme King, His Royal Majesty, Oba Ewaye Ugidigan, is done with his celebration, then we can persist with that celebration. It has also been resolved that the Edo indigenous people will be embarking in celebrating February 14th as Queen Eden's Day. And I want each and every one of us, as long as you are an Edo indigenous person, to take this information across the four walls of the world. If you are an Edo person, I want you to take this very seriously. Teach your children, teach your family, extend it to your brothers and sisters, because there is no one else who can advertise your culture better than you and I. Asa, advertise your language to your brothers and sisters wherever you are. It even gets worse to those ones who are even in Edo State. We're also using this information, this notion, opportunity to send this information to you that you must continue to advertise your language at home. This also applies to the Afemai people and the Edo North people. Practice your language. Pray in Edo indigenous languages. Celebrate more of our New Yam festivals. Inyemuro, the Benin's call it. And also, the end of the year celebration that is practiced by the Edo indigenous people. Epia, Edo indigenous movement, is moving a motion that this must be celebrated among the Benin people. And we are going to take this message across the four walls of the world. Thank you very much for listening to this broadcast. And not only to listen to it, we want it to be you to digest it in your subconscious heart. Obama Latokbe, he said, God bless all the Edo indigenous people.